Thank you very much, and thank you very much for the invitation here today. It's fascinating to be here and also to talk about innovation, because I've been working with this since 2008, and it is for me as a founder, and also the spirit is to develop something that is interesting and that really drives innovation, and that we can make a better world and make the difference. And that's pretty much like Jørgen mentioned earlier. This is actually what is driving us. It's also driving us to do things better than the big ones, to really do it cheaper and more efficient and make the interface better and really nice. Basically, I founded the company in 2008, so I wouldn't actually anymore call us a startup. It has been a very long journey. We have been working very hard for many years, and actually it has been very difficult because the technology is complex and there's a lot of building blocks and a lot of things that has to work together. So one thing is to develop a product, but you also have to develop the platform. You have to make it easy to install, and you have to make it attractive for the end user. And that is one of the really difficult things, is to really make a nice user interface that people want to use, that's easy to use and easy to operate. What we started developing was actually a retrofit meter reading solution. So it's like a small sensor you mount on your old electricity meter. On the old meters, you have this old dial. So we place this sensor on the wheel, and every time the dial spins, there's a black marker passing by our sensor head, and we will record that as power consumption. And then every 15 minutes, the sensor will wake up, transfer to a gateway, and upload to a cloud solution. That is our main product, and that was developed for Dong Energy, and we were in a lucky position to be able to have Dong because they had 200 different types of meters. So actually we were able to develop our product based on the findings we found from those meters. Because each meter is different. You have thin disc, cut disc, mirrored disc. You have thin glass, colored glass, thick glass. Sometimes the disc is placed 2 or 3 centimeters from the glass. Sometimes it's very close. Sometimes you have the meters placed in a dark room. Suddenly the sunshine comes in, and then sometimes the meter is placed in a corridor, and then people switch on the light. All this has an impact on the accuracy and the measuring result. And actually measuring is incredibly important because people want to know how much they're using, and there are also other products on the market, but they have not been accurate, and they haven't been able to actually make one sensor that fits all. So basically, you install it, and you don't have to change any settings. It's like an auto-calibration system we develop, which just adjusts automatically to the meter type that is installed. And that is key actually to utilities around the world. You just place it, and it works. So what we also have is we have in-house hardware development, software development, and cloud. And that is quite unique because basically we have all the in-house skills. So if a customer comes out and says, okay, I need this change, then we can do the changes to the different devices in the software, but we can also make the hardware changes. And we can actually supply a whole solution for the customer. People want one-stop shop. And that makes it much easier, and it makes us much more agile, that we can actually lay out the hardware for the customer and make it very fast. We do also in-house prototyping, so we can hand solder a PCB or like the electronics, and then make the test. And then we have software people to do the software. So in-house, it makes things very much easy. But a lot of companies don't have this competence, and normally it's also very costly because you have to have all these engineers that are very specialized in embedded software development in different areas, and they are not so actually cheap to hire. They cost a lot of money. So also from that, we have developed a whole platform, so it's from end to end. So if a customer wants to collect data from the meter, we have a gateway, we have transfer to our cloud, we can build the apps, or people can build their own solution on top of our cloud solution. We do all the manufacturing ourselves, so we do that in Taiwan and China. We lay out all the things in Denmark because it's much more agile. We can change the things. We do some of the prototyping and the prints here, or we do it in Poland, and then they come back, and then we actually start to make the prototypes. And then after the third prototype, then what we do is actually we start manufacturing them when everything is working. Then we transfer the technology to China. Actually, they don't know very much because we do all the design. The hardware design, they can copy, but they can't copy the software. And the software is the key, and that's where you create value in the different products today. We see a lot of different standards that we are working with, and we chose C-Wave, which looks for us to be the winner in the smart home together with Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is going to come dramatically fast now, and we also see Bluetooth, because all the phones, they have Bluetooth built in, that this will also be a driver. But as I also see is that it's a combination of these technologies, and it's a matter of actually what kind of product you're going to develop. Because if you need a small sensor and it has to be very nice design, then we probably have to go to do a Bluetooth device. And this Bluetooth device uses very little energy, so we can use very small batteries inside. But that Bluetooth has to work for a long time as a sensor in the home, and therefore we need to combine other technologies as well. So it's a combination, and making this cross between the different technologies that actually can make the sales for the consumer, because they want that little device because it's small and has an elegant design, and my wife accepts to put this into my home. Also, what we do is, of course, we want to reduce energy. Of course, this is our main focus, but we also do see that it's not enough, actually, for customers. They are looking for other things. Energy is not very sexy, and they cannot save a lot of money on it. So it's a combination of different things. But we started with the main focus for actually the reading. So basically, this is the sensor that is mounted on the meter. Can also work on an electronic meter, so it works with anything. And what is it does? Yeah, basically what we do is that people can keep track of their consumption. Right now they have no idea of how much they're using, and there are some services for utility companies that are offering you can follow the consumption, but those data are not available right now. They are available maybe tomorrow or a couple of days later. But in a couple of days, you don't remember what you were doing yesterday, and therefore you cannot reduce your consumption. It's difficult because you don't know how much I spent or what happened that day. So basically what we do is we can visualize consumption, and actually visualizing consumption is a very big and important key, because when you visualize consumption in different ways, then people act in different ways. So actually, if you're looking at behavioral designers, we are working with them. We are having a project where we actually check different types of visualization. One visualization will actually reduce energy more than another visualization. So this is how we actually are now working more and more with designers, and we're also going to hire in that because we don't have that expertise. And we need to we want to be a one-stop shop where we can actually offer solutions and tell our customers, if you use that electricity UI, then you will save 10%. And actually, then we can actually calculate how much would this cost, or if the customer reduces his consumption with 10%, maybe we can document that actually our product is already paid off in 6 months. So we also do for gas, so it's also the same. Then actually what we have developed is the smallest gateway, because we started from just me doing the reading, and actually we only wanted to be a company that supplied the hardware. But the problem is that we figured out that nobody made a good gateway, and therefore we said, okay, we had to develop our own, because we needed a cheap solution, and we also needed the flexibility to control the software, because there are different features. How are you going to install this? Which is one of the key elements to success, that is easy to install for end users. And therefore we came up, we have been working with some very large companies like Qualcomm and Broadcom, and they are also backing us, and they are actually were very interested to work with us, because they have actually given us the new chips that makes us possible to develop a low-cost solution that offers the consumers a limited investment, because people don't know what actually all this smart home is about and all these Internet of Things. So they don't want to spend a lot of money to start with. So we made a small product that can be bought for €100 as a power reader and this gateway. And then after that, then people can upgrade online, so they pay a software upgrade fee, and then suddenly they can control Danfoss thermostats, they can control light, they can control get alarms, and a lot of different devices. So, and also this product actually, also another product that many other gateways actually offers today, is that they have a bad wireless range. So by combining Wi-Fi with this other standard C-Wave, people can take the product and they can place it anywhere in the home, and then they have a good wireless coverage. And that makes it easy for customers to install. Because sometimes our power reader or the meter is outside in the garage, and then people don't have wireless distance. So people just move it around to closer to the meter. Then also a new innovation, because we made actually this gateway, then actually we had a plug, so you could actually from your phone switch on and off the plug, and then see how much electricity. This I never believed really much in it, but so we tried to add value, and that was actually adding temperature and humidity. But actually, after we developed this gateway, we got the idea, why not put in a gateway? Nobody in the world has a gateway where you can switch on and off the light, you have metering, you can see the consumption, you can have temperature and humidity sensor. And then suddenly we came up with this product, which actually the utilities like a lot. Also, we have a platform, so basically we have our manufacturers are actually integrated with the platform. So when we produce, all serial numbers from each device that is produced is uploaded. We do all the control checks in the production, so we can actually do the quality control. And actually the software is downloaded from our cloud and put into the chip. So we have completely control of our manufacturers, and we know when the product was manufactured. Then we also work with third parties, and these can do the same. Home Manager is our user interface, and what we're able to do there, we can do customizable dashboards, and we can see consumption overview, we can get alarms. And right on especially the user interface is very important for users, because they're going to decide, are you going to buy this product, or are they going to buy another product? And therefore, it's very important to work with designers, and actually working with designers to make it easy and very intuitive. This is one of the keys here, and that is the demand for those will rise. We can visualize the consumption and see how much you spend in crowns and so on. We also have a calendar system, so basically if you install the Danfoss thermostats, we can control Danfoss to go down from 20 degrees to 16 degrees. It's not necessary to have 20 degrees when you are not at home. And then also what we can do is we can send push messages. Also easy to install, I mentioned before. We made a whole system actually to do it very easy. We have some kits that we are starting to launch here. We are going into retail, so people will be able to buy some starter kits to a really low price. Also, this is our platform. So basically, we are open to anyone to integrate. Doesn't matter really what wireless standard. The most important thing for consumers is that they have actually one place to go and where they can control the home. They don't care about wireless standard or all the back end. They just want to get their data. And what is important actually is that also our partners can actually develop their services on top of our platform. And one of our customers actually developed on top of our platform their own mobile app. This is a Finnish company called Salus-Fin. These are 3 ex-Nokia guys, and actually they are. We have been in India testing in a pilot project with them, where they tested out the functionality, and we got a lot of feedback from customers of which things they actually wanted and which things didn't work very well. Yeah, they work with the basic. What they do is the app development, and they also have some algorithm that they developed, which they can actually use with us, and this is their proprietary. And what they are saying is, of course, they were looking at different partners, and they selected us because we had. They wanted to go very fast to market, and then it's much better to have a service platform that can offer all these things. Also, as we can develop hardware and software, and we can also produce for people, then it's easier. So it's a lot about making things easier for them and faster to go to market. Okay, and how do we innovate? Basically, the first thing is actually what we do is we have tons of ideas every day that we talk a lot about, and suddenly we want to make a new sensor. Everybody comes in, engineers. I have a lot of ideas, and I speak with the customers, and we go to the customers, and actually I take a lot of meetings with a lot of people, because this industry is very foggy, and you don't know actually in which direction to go. What is it that creates consumer value? And that's where we are really focusing on. But I must say it's not easy, and a lot of times it has to do with getting inspiration in different places and listen to what the customer says. Because the customer may not say, they say some things they want, but it's not very, I need to make a product that can work for a lot of people. So it's very important to build a modular product. So basically, when we build software or hardware, then suddenly we always think, okay, can we use this hardware for something else? Or can we put another software on this one so it can actually become into another product? So we only have to have one product in stock, and then we just add on cables. It could be to measuring electricity. It could be to connect to a Grundfos pump or whatever. So basically, we have a retrofit solution where we have all these building blocks. And that is really key, because today we actually only have a few products that we just adapt with a new software. Then it becomes a repeater. Then it becomes a power reader, or it becomes a gas reader, or it can become a wireless transmitter for something else. So this is because we also have to keep cost down. And as a startup, you're always with your back behind the wall. You're like, and you have to actually you have to sell, and you have to make a product that you can get on the market with. And this is one of the sometimes actually is creating innovation, because you are always really pushed to deliver. Also, what we do in our things, we do actually a lot of things, because we develop our own hardware, software, cloud. We also do the manufacturing. We also do the distribution. We also speak with third parties. It could be bigger companies. We also speak with app developers. We speak with integrators. So it's actually combining a lot of people together, and then trying to take from or work together with the people that gives you most value, and where you actually can make value to him, because then you have a very good cooperation, because it's a win-win. And I think that's one of the keys, that is create win-win for everybody. And what we are doing actually now is also we work with another door lock manufacturer, and they are going to sell our gateway together with our cloud through their channels, and we're going to take that door lock and bundle it through our channels. So, and they are using it, our cloud solution. So we benefit from both of each other. Okay, and then who will win this game? It's difficult, but what we see is that in the smart home area, people want really low cost. They want to get in. They don't know what it is. They want to try it out. They want to see what is the value, what is in it for me, and then later they will add in and buy more products. But what is very important is that it's actually upgradable, so you can always buy a software upgrade or buy another product and still reuse your thing, because reusing what you have is really key. And then also consumers, they want one place to log in. They don't want to log in many places, you know it from your bank or to Tollerskat, and you hate it. So one place where you can control everything. And then also what we're doing is actually, it's quite complex, and there's a lot of pieces from hardware to software to cloud, and get all these pieces to work together. It's pretty much like the Apple model, where you have all this ecosystem and you have all these things to connect to each other. And of course, what is very important is to have a large ecosystem where people have lots of apps, and this is what actually is missing. You know, people want, for energy, you need one app, or if you're building construction, you need another app, or if you're in the home area, you want something else. And depending on which products you actually have installed in your home, you want one app to control those things. But if you buy another product, you want to buy another app, which gives you all the value for the new product as well. Then also, as mentioned before, it's high technological skills you need. You need a lot of in-house engineering, and there's a lot of complexity in this. And then the last thing, actually, and that is the very important thing, is this what we call cross-industry marketing. So actually, we need to work together with a lot of different companies, and that could be to create value, because one cannot create the value alone. So that's why, as Rasmus also mentioned, you know, by combining insurance services with this field, it can actually generate interest from the user. So basically, if I buy a water meter, a water reader, and a temperature and humidity sensor, then suddenly, you know, I can actually measure my consumption. If the water is running during the night, I get an alert. That's very interesting for the insurance company, because the insurance company, you know, they can actually limit the damages. And by working together in a business model where you are several parties, and they can go out and they can promote their platform, they can make their app, and they can actually, when you have a damage, you just take a video of it, you upload it to their server, and they don't need to have any people involved. Then actually the damage is actually, they're using SAS Institute, which is a risk analysis company. They will look in the data, and then they'll actually say, well, there's no problem here, just pay out. Then actually the insurance company get the benefit of actually being able to market themselves as the fastest one to pay out the money. Same, it's the easiest company to use, and at the same time the user gets a low insurance price. And so it's a general advantage for everybody. And what I'm just saying is that it's really important to create a win-win situation for everybody. And I think this is maybe the froggy thing, because how do you work together with several companies? And where do you find, okay, where's my win? Where's my win? Where you are not going to actually work against each other, but work together as one unit. And as I also see, for example, for electricity suppliers, actually today they're selling electricity, but they're not going to sell electricity in the future. They're going to sell services. They're going to sell. Maybe they're going to develop together with other companies a new oven that can be controlled from the phone. So when I get home, suddenly, you know, my chicken is finished, and I can see on the phone, okay, it's finished in 5 minutes, and the degrees of the chicken, and it stops automatically. Stuff like that is what is changing this business. So the last thing is, when do we start?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.